Hey, what's up you guys? You're watching Team APS, Paul here. In today's video, we're doing another deck profile. This deck is Relinquished, a fan favorite deck that got some new support way back in Duelist of Legend Ancient Millennium. Or Legendary Duelists Ancient Millennium. So, yeah, this is Relinquished. It's a deck that I thought I would build. It's kind of gimmicky, but it's a lot of fun. It's something that you can take to locals, kind of troll people with. But surprisingly enough, I mean, it can take games off people if they aren't aware of how it works. So it's something I've really been liking. Remember to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been doing a lot of profiles recently and still got several more to come. So if you don't want to miss any of them, subscribe, hit the notification bell, join the Team APS squad, and yeah, without further ado, we'll hop right in. Triple Relinquished. Go figure. So this is the Ritual Relinquished monster. He can take an opponent's monster, equip it to himself, and then if he would be destroyed by battle, that monster gets destroyed instead and your opponent takes the damage. Problem with him, of course, is that he can only have one monster equipped at a time with his effect. Kind of blows. It's also not like a quick effect or anything. It doesn't give him any additional effects. So like, But still, you have to run him because he's needed as material for Millenniumize Restrict, and he's also just necessary if you want to run like Black Illusion Ritual with pre-preparation of rites and everything. So, yeah. Still, though, he's pretty handy. I mean, when you do summon him in a turn, he can take an opponent's monster. And when you summon him and then something else, you can actually clear your opponent's board pretty fast. Next, we've got 3 copies of Millenniumize Illusionist. So this is actually a pretty unique card. It's a hand trap for the deck. It's got a quick effect. You can discard it from your hand and then target one of your opponent's monsters and equip it to your Relinquished or like one of your Eyes Restrict fusion monsters as if it was equipped with their effect. So this can be really disruptive. You can steal opponent's boss monsters, playmaker cards, and what's handy about Millenniumize Illusionist is that when he's in the graveyard and you summon one of your Relinquished monsters or a Thousand Eyes Restrict or Millenniumize Restrict, he immediately comes back to your hand. It's actually a mandatory effect, as they are so keen to tell you in the card. So, yeah, it will always be there for you. Very handy. Next, we've got Illusionist Faceless Mage, or Magician. Anyways, whenever one of your Relinquished or Eyes Restrict monsters gets destroyed, you can summon it from your hand or your grave, and then when you do, you can resummon one of those monsters, usually the one that died. So it's kind of a way to give this deck some recurrence. Other than that, though, he's kind of a dead draw. So if you can ever pitch him to the grave, like for a discard or something, that's generally going to be better. Triple copies of Manju of the 10,000 Hands. So this is the Ritual deck staple. He can get you a Ritual monster or a Ritual spell whenever you normal summon him or flip summon him, but it doesn't really happen much. Anyway, your goal is to search Relinquished and Black Illusion Ritual. He's also level 4, so you can actually make some rank 4 XZs in a few situations if 2 of these happen to stay on the field. It's happened like once for me, so I figured I would just mention that part. Next, we've got the Predaplant engine. 3 copies of Opher Scorpio and your darling Tonia Cobra. So, for those who don't know how this works somehow, you summon him, you pitch a monster, and then you summon him. And when Cobra gets summoned, it searches a fusion spell. That means instant fusion or relinquished fusion in this deck. So a very handy way to quickly get to the cards you want to see. Both of those fusion spells have some applications in this deck. And you can then use these guys for link monsters or as ritual fodder. That's all they're really there for. Good normal summon. Next, we've got Armageddon Knight. It's useful for pitching Millenniumize Restrict or Illusionist Faceless Magician to the grave because they'll be able to come back to your hand or resummon themselves. So, yeah, that's all he's really there for. Another level 4. Kinkabio, or Kinkabio, I'm not sure how you say this one. But anyway, Kinkabio, its effect is when you normal summon it, you get to special summon a level 1 monster from your graveyard, and then at the end phase, this gets returned to your hand, and so whenever this leaves the field, that monster gets banished. The idea here is if you properly summon a Relinquished or one of your fusion monsters, you would be able to special summon it back, use its effect because that's not negated, so you could like take an opponent's monster, and then at the end phase, when it gets banished, the monster from your opponent would also just go to the grave. Or if you want, you could like overlay these guys or link them, use them as material for something. So it makes Kinkabio a really good recovery card, kind of a surprise thing that most people don't see coming. I'm only running one copy because, well, you know, you don't really want to like see 2 copies of it. It's going to bounce back to your hand. It's reusable. 2 copies of Relinquished. This is a handy card because when it gets tributed, like for your ritual summons, you get to draw a card, and then also you can use it in your graveyard to stop an opponent's monster from destroying one of your monsters by battle. Just banish it. You could run a number of things over this card, to be completely honest, but I just thought it would be kind of a cute, unthemed tech. Really and truly, if this wasn't for fun, I mean, maybe you could run something like Upstart or Pot of Desires in its place, but it's neat, and it's a dark monster, works with Allure and those types of things. It's level 1 as well. Kind of relevant for a few other applications. And finally, we have our 3 Kaijus. So Kaijus play a special role in this deck because not only can they out opponents' boss monsters, but you can then use your Relinquished or your Thousand Eyes Restrict or your Millennium Eyes Restrict to take these monsters and just re-equip them back to yours. So it kind of deals with like both the problems, right? Like you deal with their boss monster, then you deal with the problem of like having to run over a kaiju. You just take it instead and get yourself some attack points in the process. There's not really any rhyme or reason to the ones I picked. You could just, whichever 3 you like. You could run 4, but I think that 3 is a bit less cloggy. That's all for the monsters. So now for the spells, we've got 3 Relinquished Fusion. So you get to fusion summon an Eyes Restrict monster just by banishing stuff from your hand or grave. And then also during that same main phase, you get to banish this card and then target one of your opponent's effect monsters and equip it to your Relinquished monster or your fusion monster. That's handy. It actually means that you can use like your Thousand Eyes Restrict or Millennium Eyes Restrict, take something, and then use Relinquished Fusion and take something else. So you give it like 2 materials. It's really only useful for Millennium Eyes Restrict, but because it gets like the negations, it can have a lot of things equipped to it, unlike the others. And Relinquished Fusion is searchable, which is nice. 3 copies of Black Illusion Ritual to summon Relinquished, and because you need to run 3 so that you can run your 3 Preparation of Rites. This is a godsend in this deck sometimes for getting materials that you need to summon a Relinquished. It's a +1. That works. 2 Preparation of Rites to get Relinquished and recover your Black Illusion Rituals. These are just sort of staple things you'd expect to see in most ritual decks. Then we have 3 copies of Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is a way to easily summon Thousand Eyes Restrict, take an opponent's monster, and even though it dies in the end phase, you will then be able to, you know, have the opponent's monster go with it. So it's a handy out. And it can give you some like fodder or something to use with a fusion. Foolish Barrel for pitching the aforementioned graveyard-based monsters in this deck. And 2 Allure of Darkness. These are just draw power. Not much more to say. You got a deck of almost entirely dark monsters. And Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So this is another kaiju thing. Since you're running 3 kaijus, why not have a dark hole that then summons more kaijus to give you attack power, and then you can use your fusions to take the other kaiju and get a lot of strength on the board. Blow your opponent out really quickly. That's all for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we've got 2 Millennium Eyes Restrict. I'm supposed to have 3. I don't know what happened to my 3rd copy. It was somewhere around here. Because as you can see, I'm running 3 fusions, so you would want to run 3 copies of this to complement that. Then we've got triple Thousand Eyes Restrict. It's Thousand Eyes Restrict. What's cool is you can summon it with the new Millennium, the new Fusion, Relinquished Fusion. Or you can use it with Instant Fusion. So both of these can be summoned with Instant Fusion, but this kind of comes to mind more often. You'd rather have a way for this to come out where it will stay on the field. So that's all for your fusion monsters. You got some Xyz, Sylvan Princess Sprite, because you got lots of level 1 monsters. There are other rank 1s that you could probably use, but I didn't have any on hand. So Abyss Dweller, Castell, Utopia Suite. You have a few level 4 monsters, so these might just come up. Not often, but who knows. And then we've got some links. Decode Talker, Saryuya, Borreload, Link Karibo, and Underclock Taker. They each just come up at different times. Just kind of like depends, really, right? I'd say that the most useful one probably be Link Karibo. because it takes level 1s, and you can also bring it back from the grave and then link upwards to some other things like Decode Talker or Sorry Yuya. You could also outfit this extra deck with a few more, like I said, rank 1 Xyz monsters and those types of things. Those all come in a lot of handy. And that is it for the deck. Hopefully you guys liked it. It's Relinquished. Like I said, it's a fun deck. It's not going to be winning major tournaments anytime soon, but you can do a lot of things with this deck that will still take people off guard. So yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment with your feedback. How do you run this deck? What suggestions do you have for mine? Maybe I'll use it in a duel if I can. And that's going to be it. So I will see you guys in the next video.